Hi, welcome to Tuned In Tarot. I am going to do a deep divine masculine and divine feminine reading. I'm going to use 4 tarot decks, 2 for each energy. One will be for the head space and one will be for the heart space for each of them. And then I have some oracles and some different tarot to clarify. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see. I've just listened to music, and which is how I get centered and grounded, and is how I prepare myself for ritual. I usually put my library of music on shuffle, and I just feel the energy that's coming out that day. So I spend all that time shuffling all the decks and just kind of getting in tune. And I'm just gonna let cards kind of fall and see where the story goes here. Oh. Just come out. All right, so we're taking a look at the divine masculine's headspace right now. What are we looking at, Spirit? What is in his headspace? All right, he's definitely thinking about the divine feminine. Okay. This is good. 5 for each. Okay. So, he's thinking of the star, or he is in his own star energy. And so the energy of the star is the divine feminine pouring from the unconscious into the material world. So this is similar energy to the Magician card. I would say this is the divine feminine aspect of the Magician card. So, or not its aspect, but its twin, sort of. In this image, we see nature itself is the tool for creation. And in the Magician card, it's the tools of the tarot, like the tools represented by the tarot that he has in front of him. So this is definitely the divine masculine sees the divine feminine as his star. He sees this as the best aspect of himself. He wants to be in tune, in touch with that feminine, intuitive manifestation power. He had access to this when he was in the presence of his feminine. Sorry, my video cut out. I think my alarm went off. So he felt this when he was in the presence of the feminine, but he now realizes that he has to have this sense of being in touch with his intuition and being able to really go deeply into his nature and connect with nature and the cosmos. He is definitely in a place where he is starting to cultivate this, or starting to realize, starting to think about how he must actually have this in himself. And so Temperance is here. The angel of Temperance is here, and I always see this angel as Archangel Raphael to me, the healing angel, the angel of union. And in order to come into union, you must come into balance. And I think Divine Masculine realizes that he must balance his emotions. He must balance the aspects of the feminine inside of himself. And he's thinking about the ways he can do this. And he's also guarded and protected and being watched over and being healed so that he can come into this space in his headspace. And here he is making his offer of love. And so I think he's really thinking about this. Oh, and I didn't even notice this. Look at this. Okay. Magician energy in reverse. I had just talked about how the star is really the divine feminine aspect of this. And so right after his offer of love, what comes out but this Magician energy in reverse? And I think what it is what he's thinking is all the things he's tried to do, the actions he's tried to take have not gone the way he planned, or he couldn't make them happen, or some things were out of his control. And so he's longing to bring this offer to the feminine of love, whatever emotion, or expressing his emotion. He wants to get to her but he's feeling like there are these things that keep blocking him from his magician energy, from being able to take these actions. And that's why he's realizing that it is not actions that necessarily that is going to heal this. What's going to heal this is if he's healing within himself. That way he can become the King of Cups. So this is coming in reverse. And I think it's interesting because I think for me, this is a message I'm picking up. What it's telling me is sometimes a King of Cups can be reserved and hold back. This is like a Cancer energy, right? The watery energy. So he can be reserved and hold back. And he wants to be the King of Cups who speaks his emotion. King of Cups is in command of their emotions, but he wants to be able to speak and come forward and say. So that is what is in his headspace. Thinking about how to do this, how to be the King of Cups, because he just doesn't think he is the King of Cups yet. Okay, so that's what he's thinking. Let's look and see what Divine Feminine is thinking. All right, what's Divine Feminine thinking? So what is happening in her headspace in regards to the Divine Union? So many decks. I don't know where to put them. They're just gonna be like everywhere. All right, Divine Feminine. Ooh, she's in some hard energy right now. Okay. Divine Feminine is in Seven of Wands energy. She has fought her battle, and she is feeling, I feel this tension from her, like she's holding herself ready. She knows what's going on in the headspace of the Divine Masculine, and it's like she's preparing herself for this onslaught, for this message that he's gonna send, or these things he's gonna say. But she's defensive because she is feeling like this. And see, here's her Two of Swords energy. She is feeling like his behavior in the past, which caused this Ten of Swords heartbreak, the end of this relationship, the separation that has happened between this union, or whatever has happened to cause a blockage in this union. She is defensive. She is preparing for the possibility that when the Divine Masculine does in fact come in, it might be that same kind of cutting, reckless energy that, you know, ended the relationship in the first place. And she's thinking that while she desires this offer, and she desires a passionate offer, she is still thinking about how she is afraid of what he could possibly be bringing, because in her headspace, this is still too fresh to her. Even if it happened a long time ago, it's still something that is in her headspace on the daily. All right, let's look at Divine Masculine heart space. What is Divine Masculine feeling in his heart? Okay. Well, Divine Masculine. So where was he in his headspace? Reverse King of Cups energy. Spirit's confirming. He's in that reverse King of Cups energy in his heart space as well. So what he is thinking about, he is feeling, and manifesting. But again, what's interesting is this is the vice versa deck. So not only is he in the reverse King of Cups energy in his heart space, we're also looking at him from behind as he's looking into the distance. So we're normally seeing the king like this, looking at us. He's looking off into the distance. And I think that same energy is applying where he doesn't want to hold back anymore. In his heart space, he's really fighting against this blockage to be able to share his feelings. Look, this is the Ace of Cups in the vice versa tarot, but it comes out like this for Divine Masculine because in his heart space, he feels that his Divine Feminine has her back turned towards him. And I'm sure he feels that way because this is the energy she's in, which is like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. And he feels that from her in his heart space because they're divinely connected. So when he's thinking about making his offer to her, he's feeling like she's going to have her back turned to him. The Chariot comes out, but again, in the vice versa energy, we are seeing it here from behind. So we are seeing the Divine Masculine's heart, in his heart, the Chariot energy, which is control over, and balance actually of the two aspects, and no longer being led by ego. I think what this is saying is he knows that letting his ego run away with him instead of being fully in control. He knows that is something that was so damaging to their relationship that he has potentially prevented their happiness from their union. And he's in this aspect waiting for his sun to rise, and just kind of like a bit defeated on the outside looking in, not able to tap into this playful, happy inner child joy, but sort of just feeling like the sun is touching him, but he doesn't actually get to be a part of it. And he understands that has come from his self-sabotage, but he has put this behind him, that he has really done a lot of healing in his heart space so that he's not going to be engaging in this self-sabotaging behavior anymore. All right, so now let's look at the Divine Feminine heart space. Seriously, so many decks, people. Okay. Also, I'll list all the decks in the caption. I just forget to say that. All right, Divine Feminine heart space. What are you feeling, dearest? All right, I was reading 5 cards each, but 6 came out, and I'm keeping the 6th one for a reason. Okay. In her heart space, she has released her King of Swords. And this doesn't mean she doesn't feel love for him. This just means that her heart is no longer clinging to him. She does, however, feel nostalgic and is reminiscing about the things that have made her feel good and happy, and the heartache that masculine has not been able to come in with an offer and bring this Two of Cups into their relationship. And this Ace of Wands in reverse is confirming that what she wants hasn't come, and so her heart feels sadness about this. And it has made her heart feel that defensive energy, and she just kind of feels like she's just sort of given up and not really doing anything about the hardened energy she feels towards her masculine. Like she's trying to like see him in a loving place, and she just can't, so she's given up on it completely. But because of that, she's releasing the past instead of focusing on the fantasy of the memories and what they would have led to in her fantasy future. It's like she's relinquished the fantasy of them, which she used to have. That's gone. And so because of that, her divine masculine has helped her to be the Queen of Pentacles. And that's why I took this 6th card, because it was showing me that, because this energy in her heart space looks kind of hard. It looks difficult. Her whole spread looks difficult today. But I think she knows that this difficulty, that this discomfort, that this exhaustion has been the thing that has helped her to become the Queen of Pentacles. She's so aware of that. All right, let us draw a card for each of them from the Work Your Light deck. Okay, so masculine energy. Okay, I'm feeling an imbalance. I'm going to pull one more card for the Divine Masculine as an outcome card, since Spirit pulled that 6th card for the Feminine. I can feel an imbalance, so I want to balance this out. Okay, so Divine Masculine, 4 of Wands energy. So I think Divine Masculine realizes, if we're going to take this this message to be the outcome for his heart space, all of the hard stuff in his heart space, he's realizing has the potential to bring him into union, precisely because it's shown him how much he actually desires union, how much joy he had when he felt a balance in himself, when he felt the divine feminine being part of his life. And so that is the hard stuff that's going on in his heart space. That's bringing him into that 4 of Wands energy. Okay, now I will choose a card. Thank you, Spirit. See, now look, Spirit pulls one right away. Okay, and then one for feminine. Yes, thank you. Okay. These are really beautiful cards I just got as a birthday gift from one of my friends. They're so lovely. Divine Masculine, you're getting Pleiades energy. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So I think Spirit is calling you to communicate, and you've been doing this communication, I believe, in the dream space. And I think Spirit is calling on you to consciously communicate. And of course, whenever you do come in and communicate with somebody, you practice it. Usually practice what you say. So Spirit is calling on you to play this out and call on the divine energies of the cosmos to help you channel this person, channel your divine feminine, so that you can speak directly to her in her heart space, because she needs to hear from you. And if you're doing this and practicing this and building up your confidence about it, it will be so much easier for you to come in with that offer in 3D reality. Divine Feminine, Spirit is saying, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I love this question. I always ask my friends this question, kind of, but I'm going to ask it this way from now on, because the way I usually ask it is like, if I could wave a wand or you didn't need any money, like, what is it that you would be doing right now? You know, like, you probably wouldn't be working for someone else, you know, there's something inside of you you're not doing because you're afraid you won't be supported to do it. And Spirit is just calling on you to trust your path. That if you desire something, there's a reason for that. Spirit sparks desire in you because you have work to do here. And the work isn't, you know, get a paycheck from someone else's business necessarily, although that's just a tool. The work is to find out what your business is on the planet. Once you tune into that, any work that you do is so abundant, because money doesn't come from hourly wages or salary. I mean, that's one way of getting money, but the richest people on the earth will tell you that it's not their hourly wage that helps them stay on the top. Like, it's really being open to the idea that there is no limitation to where abundance can come from. So Spirit is telling Divine Feminine, in order to uplift humanity in herself, she has to trust this path that she's feeling called to do is going to be supported in every way. And this is true for the divine union. So trusting in the path between the divine masculine and divine feminine, I feel an energy that divine feminine, because she has this resistance from the divine masculine and not receiving some kind of an offer, which has put her into this like really fierce energy, defensive energy, closing her heart space. She has the potential there to stall the union, which is of course divine timing. But if you can trust that any experiences that are coming in your path right now are meant to happen, I sense a fear that if there are other options available and you take them, or you start to be interested in them, that the union with the divine masculine will somehow not happen. And, or that like a guilty feeling that if you know you start something new with someone, you have this divine masculine who you really want to be with. There's like all these kind of conflicted emotions happening. Trust your path. If the universe puts someone in your path that's not your divine masculine that you're imagining right now is your divine masculine, trust that that person is on your path for a reason, and just follow your intuition in regards to how to respond to that. Don't worry too much about what it's going to do to the divine union, because everything that happens is for the divine union. And the timing of the divine union is truly divine. It is not in your power. There's really nothing you can or can't do to prevent it from happening ultimately at some point. Know that you are supported. So that's that message. All right, let's pull archetypal energies for the couple. Seriously, no place left. Okay. All right. Divine masculine energy. Don Juan. Spirit is saying, is spotlighting your positive, seductive qualities. So, trust that you can have this Don Juan energy with your divine feminine. Part of your failure to come in is this lack of confidence about what you have to offer. And I think you're sort of clueless about what divine feminine wants, because I think what you think she wants is like this material provider, etc., because that will come up where I will see this 6 of Swords or Six of Wands energy back and forth between the two. And the truth is, Divine Feminine has been on a journey to be her own provider, and that's a big journey for her. Now, that is not, this is a general collective that I read for, and I'm reading for a specific type of person who is on this journey of union. And so that's why this will resonate for some and not for others. But this particular Divine Feminine's whole thing is to feel like she's got her own back, and she doesn't really want to feel necessarily that she has to rely on anyone else. And that is what causes some of her blockages about receiving. But that should put the Divine Masculine at ease a little bit, because her desire isn't for him to come in and sweep her off her feet and like put her in a castle and then, you know, lock the door. She just wants a companion that's offering love, and he doesn't have to necessarily have everything in his life figured out. She wants to be on a journey where they do that together. So there are some things that she requires because of she knows her worth. She wants somebody who is motivated by their art and their passions and is spiritual and connected like that. She wants a whole person. And I don't think that has anything to do with that person's bank account or what clothes they wear, or it's never about that. So if you can call on your own Don Juan energy, which comes from confidence of knowing that obviously you were able to seduce the feminine, like she wants you, bro, like that's not the issue. You need to seduce her with all of the good qualities that she's looking for in a long-term partner, which are never the things that I think people think they are. She wants a friend and like a person who's going to support her always, and who's going to work on themselves and be just the best version of themselves. And I'm assuming that that's what Divine Masculine wants out of his partner. And if he doesn't, then he's probably has to reevaluate that, because you should never look for happiness in someone else. It should come from yourself first, and then you just sort of blend your happiness together. Okay, Divine Feminine, I'm getting this mystic energy for you, which was coming out and showing me something about the shadow attributes. And so I'm just giving you the little message from Spirit here, a little bit of a warning, which is the shadow attribute of the mystic is a delusional rapport with the divine. And the divine is calling on you to revel in intimate union with the divine. So I think this is about fears, about truly being in your spiritual, mystical power. I think there's fear there. And the divine is saying, you're afraid to truly come into divine union in yourself. Every time you're hearing this from readers, and I know you're hearing it from all the readers you're watching, and I know you're watching multiple readers, they keep saying this, coming into union, coming into balance. It's like a broken record. And I think there's a little bit of a fear or hesitation there to truly come into your divine union, because I think it is difficult to release the idea that you aren't going to be like, it's not going to be like there's this knight who comes in and takes care of you. It's like you're the knight. So I think you're afraid a little bit of this true divine union. And I think you're also afraid of your power. And Spirit is saying, do not be afraid of this power. Stay in your power. Stay in union with the divine. All right. Let's get Moonology for each of the energies. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. Always coming up. Divine Masculine, this is for you today. Believe in the impossible. The channeling that you're able to do with your twin, it's real. You do feel the divine feminine inside of you. You feel her emotions, you sense her thoughts, and if you believe in that, then you will know that whatever it is you do, whether it is to hire a marching band and, you know, bring her the biggest diamond ring on a pillow through the streets of your city, I mean, or you just like go over to her house with like a ring pop, I think she's down for it. Divine Masculine, please believe in the impossible. Divine Feminine, this card is coming. You're going to be so happy. At first you're going to be like, because the card says, what do you need to release? And you're going to be like, I released it all. What are you saying? Why are we still talking about this? But it's coming in reverse energies. And Spirit is telling you, you have released this need for the Divine Masculine to complete you. And if you can come out of this defensive energy in your heart space, or in your head space, and the sadness that's in your heart space after you've done the release, because the release is what has caused the sadness. The release has caused the defensiveness, because now you're just sort of like, okay, well, the only way that I'm going to be able to maintain this release is if I close my heart to my masculine. And Spirit is saying, no, you don't have to close your heart to your masculine. You have released this energy. You can hold him in a King of Pentacles energy now very safely, and rejoice because you are done with this energy. All right, let's get a guardian for each of these energies. Which guardian will be with the Divine Masculine today? He gets two, okay. I said guardians in my mind, but then corrected myself, so okay. Divine Masculine, here's Saint Teresa of Lisieux, she's here again. Steady progress, you're making steady progress. And Saint Nicholas, be generous. This could also be a timing, this could be December or Christmas time thing. But it's be generous with your emotions, be generous with the truth. I think holding back is a greedy energy. You're holding back from someone, and Spirit is saying, be generous, don't hold back anymore. Okay, guardians for our divine. Ooh. Sleep came in for Divine Feminine the other day, and I think the reason why this popped out is because you are now, it's time to come out of this energy, start to take action for yourself, look deeper, and be brave. So looking deeper, maybe going into your heart space a little more, digging out any of this last shadow work for the year that's going to be helped by the energy from Lionsgate Portal. And be brave when you're facing this. Just be brave to look deep inside. Be brave about this union with the divine, not only in the 3D, but this, look at this purple crown chakra. This is your true purpose. Your true purpose isn't just to have a physical manifestation of the divine masculine. Your journey here isn't to be in union in the physical world. The journey is to be in union in yourself with the divine, and let Spirit work through you, whatever that is, whatever thing you do in the world that uplifts. You're a vessel that Spirit moves through, and you have to be in union with it. So be brave and look deep inside to find that union. If you can do that, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine is swooping right in reality, in 3D. And it's an amazing version of the Divine Masculine. And it might not be the one you're envisioning right now. Anyway, there is your deep exploration of the divine masculine, divine feminine energies for today. I got to use some new cards, which is really fun. I hope you all have a wonderful day today. Take care.